Kevin Durant was recently on CJ McCollum's podcast, and they were just talking about state of basketball, talking about Kevin Durant's moves, talking about when Boogie Cousins signed with the Golden State Warriors. How does CJ feel about the whole situation? CJ was like, "Damn, dog, why couldn't they sign with me?" And KD was like, "He's not gonna sign with you." You know, KD was like trolling him to the max. He was giving him the business. He even told him that your team would have won.
I mean, you guys aren't going to win a championship,
bro. We have the team. We have.
KD went into more detail about how they played like an 8.
Well, how'd you play?
Some unfortunate situations happened in the first round.
How'd you play?
Some unfortunate circumstances.
Like an 8 seed.
It was masterful trolling, and I loved it because you could tell the way that they were speaking to each other. It was more of like a friendship. It was like two guys that know each other. They just breaking balls. Like, that's what guys do. Things got misconstrued a little bit and got kind of fuzzy and hazy when somebody asked CJ McCollum on Twitter, is it appropriate to use the B word about what KD did, 2 years ago during the Golden State Warriors? And he was like, well, it's not liable for a B word, but, the move was soft. Then Kevin Durant hit him back on Twitter like, dog, I was just on your podcast. You know what I'm saying? And, you equating what I did to me getting jumped by my brothers, and then I joined the people that jumped my brothers. He said, you think that low of me? Talk about snakes in the grass. That was hilarious. He even put like a smiley face. But the way that what KD said and what CJ McCollum said, if you listen to the podcast, they were doing it in a joking manner. It wasn't like funny or nothing. It wasn't like serious or nothing.
Nah, you know how I felt, bro. I was hot. I don't know if I was more.
Even though some people they're speaking truths, they weren't taking themselves seriously. They were eating during the podcast. All you heard was like, come on now. So they were just trolling each other. But the media has blown it up to something crazy. But there is something there. Like, jealous ones do envy, man. Because CJ McCollum was like, damn, dog, we couldn't have gotten Boogie Cousins or whatever the case.
I can be upset because Cuz was a free agent, which means he could have. This is why I was upset. He could have came to Portland. His agent and Nurk have the same agents. So I'm thinking, okay, you ain't gonna come to us, whatever. Why you gotta go there, Cuz? And I text him. Nurk's playing well.
I mean, you did just say on the airwaves. I mean, you might cut it out, but that you just said that he should have came to Portland. So you ain't want Nurk?
Of course I wanted Nurk.
Okay, but you rather
we could have had both of them.
Y'all not getting both.
Y'all only paid him $5 million. We had 12 to 15 million in cap.
No way it's happening. Y'all.
KD was laying down the hammer, and this version of KD, even though initially I didn't like it, I love it because basically KD is letting trolls know, people that disagree with the moves that he's made in his career. I'm gonna let you have it. Sometimes when you're a young person growing up as a kid, your parents tell you, don't respond to everybody. Don't worry about what people say to you and stuff like that. But do you remember those times when your parents said, well, you're like, somebody's picking on me. They're like, you ain't say nothing to him? And this is the point where KD's reaching. It's been 2 years, 2 NBA championships, 2 NBA Finals MVPs later, and you guys are still on the fact that he joined the Golden State Warriors. He joined a 73-9 team that didn't win the championship. A lot of people, you're forgetting that. They didn't win the championship. They lost in 7 games. All right? People are saying, well, he can't lead a team to a championship. Last time I checked, he led the Oklahoma City Thunder to the NBA Finals in 2012. He led them there in 2012, right? They lost. Lost in 5. He averaged the most points on the team. Comes to the Golden State Warriors. Not only is he the best player on the team, he's leading the team to victories. I'll tell you one thing. The first championship he won at Golden State, they wouldn't have won it without him. And honestly, the second championship, because you guys got to remember, LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love, they played together like really good. And the Warriors gave up a lot of depth to get KD. And KD was averaging 35. Cut it out. And he was like 50, 40, 90. He was shooting 40% from 3. So you're talking about he didn't lead a team. Then the back-to-back championship, the second championship that he most recently won, this man led the team through a sweep. Game 3, he hits a clutch 3 to put the Golden State Warriors ahead of everybody else. So what are you guys talking about? He can't lead a team or whatever the case is. everybody's still salty, and I like the fact that KD's just going at everybody's neck, like old children to little children. You know, Bruce had a joke where he said that I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? I let their ass have it.
You don't talk back. But now I am an adult. I let their ass have it. I'm telling you, you say something to me and hurt my feeling, I got something for you. I'm in church Sunday, I spoke to this old lady. I said, hey, ma'am, how you doing? She said, hey, baby, how big you gonna get? I say, bitch, how old you gonna get? She got mad. You fat motherfucker, yo, bitch. We in church now. You know
Time
what
for
I'm
the Warriors to let people have it. Like they mad humble. Like they don't really like go like they respect the game in my opinion. Only thing that they do that every other team isn't doing is their GMs go for the gusto. Their GMs are trying to win. Like you can't be upset with them that their GM was able to sign Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you want to do. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, I'm a Lakers fan. Like we couldn't even get a meeting with Kevin Durant. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be mad about that because my thing is this: if the Golden State Warriors, let's just say they weren't assembled. Let's just say my team, for example. Let's just say I was able to draft a Stephen Curry, draft a Draymond Green, draft a Klay Thompson, and then I was able to add a Kevin Durant to it. I'm not gonna be mad at all. People gonna say it's chops. I'm gonna say yeah, it's chops, but guess what? We winning. I don't care. Like, so everybody's just mad that it's not their team, and you can hear that in CJ McCollum's voice. He was just upset that it wasn't his team that was able to get Boogie, get KD and stuff like that. He was like, "Oh, we have Nurkic or whatever." You see, CJ McCollum was backpedaling. KD was like, "But you just said you have Nurkic, so you want Boogie too?" He was like, "Well, we better make it work." KD was like, "Nah." So I love the fact that KD was trolling CJ McCollum, but when you look at what happened on Twitter, you gotta look at CJ McCollum like, dog, he was on your show. You could have said everything you had to say during the show. You didn't have to go and say, oh, B is not a word I would use, but move was soft. But you didn't say his move was soft on the podcast at all. Wasn't saying much of nothing but giggling, hee, hawing. And to me, like, I don't think KD was serious about nothing, talking about snakes in the grass. He was laughing. He had a little emoji there. It's nothing too serious to him, but it's just like, at the end of the day, KD got to start clapping back at these dudes. Like, honestly speaking, even though I hate the fact that he, like, goes back and forth with, like, young fans or whatever the case is, or little kids, but his contemporaries, if they start talking about him, he got to let them have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be talking about him like he chopped liver. Oh, well, he didn't do it on a team, whatever the case is. Like, dog, first of all, a lot of things people are missing. That 73-9 team wasn't the same team that came back. It's not like they won a championship with Harrison Barnes and Bogut and all those other guys. They didn't have a bench. They didn't have a true center. Honestly, you guys have to go back in time. People was picking Cleveland to win back-to-back championships. They picked Cleveland to win back-to-back championships. So, cut it out, man. It was like Ty Lue. It wasn't luck. Ty Lue did this, that, and the third. You guys got to cut it out. Stop being crying over spoiled milk. You know, I understand the decision. It doesn't sit well with you. I don't like it either, but I first saw it. I told you guys. I said, look, if he wants to go anywhere to win, basketball-wise, where's the best place to go? He gets to play with other stars. Where's the best place to go? Golden State. Come on, man. Like it wasn't like trying to figure out your homework or nothing. Like this was like a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? The 2 championships later, I think it's time people to put it to rest. CJ McCollum has to get over all that spoiled milk. Guy didn't even want to talk to him during the podcast and tell him what he did was soft. He had to wait. And KD had to respond. KD has to respond to his contemporaries talking smack about him. Because honestly, I think he's using it sort of like Michael Jordan. Like Michael Jordan used a lot of small things like to say that, he needs motivation. Like he would make up a story like they don't think I'm great enough. They didn't give me enough votes. Crazy stuff. Shaq made up a story that David Robinson never gave him an autograph. And that's what he used as motivation to go at David Robinson. And that never happened. So at the end of the day, to me, the way it's working, the formula's working for him and the Warriors. People saying they don't want him to respond. He's responding, and he had a lot of pressure to that first finals that he won. He delivered. Second finals, he delivered. They were down 3-2 against the Houston Rockets. He delivered. Steph delivered. Like, these guys are delivering. You guys got to stop hating. It's not like they're just bum rushing everything. The game is easy for them. It's the same game. And at the same time, talk to your GM. Get them to make moves. Get them to get a big four. Get them to do a move. Or you get better. There's no other options. Like, stop whining. When we used to play pickup and we playing against people that are much better than us or whatever the case is, we wouldn't be like, let's switch up the teams. We'd be like, no, let's keep going. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. So you guys have to have that pride. Like, let's run it back. Less bitching and more playing. Less crying and more getting better. Stop whining about it. It is what it is. You have the same 82 games. You have the same 16 games in the playoffs to win a championship. Don't cry about what they're doing. Just you get better. And honestly, that's the only thing you can do. What, you gonna go to the commissioner and be like, well, his move was soft. Can you please reverse it? Like, it doesn't work like that. Now that they got Boogie, bust a move. Like, stop crying. Bust a move. That's like people that complain about rich people being rich and they just sitting on their butt and they ain't even trying to bust a move. They're not trying to come up with an idea, not trying to come up with a business plan. All they want to do is complain about how life ain't fair. It's never going to be fair. So you need to step up. And that's what I feel like CJ should have did. I feel like that's what a lot of players in the NBA should do, that feel the way that CJ feels. You have the right to feel whatever you feel, but at the same time, it's been 2 years, dog. Ain't nothing soft about ain't nothing soft about the dude. Like, he made a bad decision in terms of competitive balance, but he made the right decision in terms of winning. And he's winning, and you guys are soft because you guys are crying about it. You guys are still crying about it. Stop him this coming season. Stop crying about it. Hoops Junction. With Hoops, meets Hoopla.